is lying in which particular scale. So the first scale will remain the ratio scale. The first scale is the ratio scale. Let us discuss the three different properties of the ratio scale. One thing I want to clear, that the data of the ratio scale has been treated as best scale data, or we can say the data which is in the ratio scale always treated as best data. So there are some properties in the ratio scale data. So let us discuss these three type of properties. So the first property is that it should be ratio of the two variables. It should be the ratio of two variables. Like here, here variable two values like x1 and x1 and x2 ratio. Then ratio would be like x1 by x2. If any if we see the data in such form, then it will be treated as best data. It will be treated as best data, or it will be treated as what we can say the ratio scale data. If we are using the data of such type x1 by x2 form in the form of x1 by x2, then it will be treated as best data or ratio scale data. Then second property is distance between the two variables. There should be distance. Always there will be the distance. This distance can be in second, can be in hour, can be in day, can be in week, can be bi-weekly, can be what we can say monthly, yearly, 10 yearly, or anything. The basic thing is it should carry some distance. For example, I am taking the data of 2016 2021. So we can see that there are some distance in the two different variables. Then the third property is the ordering of the variable. The variable should be in the order form. Like for example, I want to do some research on the stock market return. If I do research on the stock market return, then the data should be in the order form. Like we have to take the data of 2016 first, and then after 2017, then after 18. We cannot do in such a manner like 16, 18, or 17. So the order of the variable should be clear. Now, on a ratio scale, we can put some important variables like GDP, stock market return. So the core secondary data comes under the ratio scale, more or less. And one more thing I want to clear: only two scale. You can do the research in the econometrics by two scale only. Number one, the ratio scale, and the second one is the interval scale. Apart from other scale is not possible in the econometrics tooling. So the first is the ratio scale, and I'm again repeating the three properties. It should be remembered always. Number one, the ratio of the two variable. It should be ratio of the two variable. Then second one is the distance between the two variable is compulsion, and third one is it should be in order. The data should be in the order. Otherwise, it will not treated as treated as ratio scale data. And see, ratio scale data is always treated as best data. Now, second scale is the interval scale. Now, what it is saying, the interval scale does not follow the property of the ratio of variable property of the ratio scale. See, we have seen the three properties. So the interval scale does not follow the property of ratio of variable property like x1 by x2. That property does not follow by the interval scale, while other two properties are followed by the interval scale. Now, for example, the distance between the two time period is meaningful here. Like again, I'm saying 2016 data, 2017 data, 2018 data. There are some distance in the data, or there is some fixed distance in the data. So when it comes to the interval scale, the ratio of variable property of the ratio of variable properties does not follow by the interval scale. Now the third scale is the ordinal scale. In this scale, or this scale follows only one property of the ratio scale, that is the ordering property. Like the property number 3, it follow only property number 3 of the ratio scale. So how can we decide that this particular thing is in the ratio, will come into the ordinal scale? So there are some simple example. One example I have been quoted here. Like for example, if we want to classify the income, of any person or any society or any country, then we have some criteria like low income, middle income, and high income. Even countries are also divided into low, middle, and high income. Can anybody tell me India lies in which status? We are low income or middle income or high income? Can any participant can tell me India is in low income, middle income, or high income?
Yes, I request all the participants to be a little bit effective.
Can anyone? We are in middle, low, or high?
Sir, I think we are in the middle income.
No.
Yes, I also think so.
It should not be like I think. It should be confirmed. We are low or middle or high.
So middle.
Middle income, sir.
Okay. We are in the middle income. Absolutely right. We are not in the high income. We are not in the low income. We are in the middle income. We are the middle income economy. Okay, then the third scale. This is third now. No, sorry. This is fourth scale. The fourth scale is the nominal scale. This scale does not follow any property of the ratio scale. See, friends, one thing we have to very clear that the when it comes to primary data, whole data is of nominal scale. It does not follow the property of the ratio scale. And the all primary research are based on the nominal scale or ordinal scale. And most of the research belongs to the nominal scale only. Very few are there which comes under the ordinal plus nominal. So for example, variable like gender, marital state, religion, these all are comes under the nominal scale. Like for example, I have to know about the data of the society, data of the society, and I have to divide into male and female population. Then what I will do, or what researcher will do? So they put 0 for male and 1 for female, or they put 1 for male or 0 for female. So they generally put, or nominal scale accept only the binary number 0 1 0 1 0 1. In some research there are 0 1 2 3 4, but it in most of the research it is binary number 0 1. Like marital status, what researcher code to the marital marital status, like married, 1 for married, and unmarried for 0, or 0 for unmarried. Like religion, there are so many religions, so accordingly researcher put their coding to the what we can say for their own research. So the nominal scale generally comes under the binary number or coding, some type of coding, and it does not follow any property of the ratio scale. See friends, we have to understand econometrics generally accept only interval scale and what we can say ratio scale. Other two scale does not followed by or does not accept by the econometrics. Hardly there are 1 or 2 model which accept nominal scale, but there are some restriction on that particular model. We'll discuss in today's session which model is this. Which model is this which accept the primary data, and we'll also discuss one or two model which takes only interval and ratio scale. Fine. Then third point is this scale generally use dummy or categorical values. That's fine. That both that is correct. 0 1 0 1 0 1 you have to use. So so dummy variable or dummy prepared by 0 and 1 series only. So the next, now the nature of the data. There are generally three types of data available for the analysis. We can see in our research or in the past research, there are generally three types of data, or we can say the nature of data is of three types. The first one is the time series. Second one is the cross-sectional data. And number three, pooled or panel data. Panel data is very new concept. You can manage a big number of series with the panel data. While in time series you can manage hardly 2 3 or 4 series, 5 series, 6 series, but in panel data you can manage up to 30 40 50 series, while in cross sectional data you can manage hardly 10 15 series. So the first one is the time series. What time series says? A time series is a set of observation that uh, available takes different times, such as daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. See, simple. For example, I have to calculate the impact of import on the GDP. So what I have to do, I generally took the quarterly data. Here I took quarterly data. Like quarterly data of import and quarterly data of the GDP. Fine. If I want to examine some stock market returns, then there is the availability of the daily data. Now, in this particular case, I will go with the daily data. Now one more area has been explored these days, that is the algorithmic finance, where we can take the data of the second. We can take the data of second, minute, hour, or daily basis. In the daily basis we can take, or this daily data is very easily available in the market, but the high frequency data like second data, millisecond data is not very easily available. So when it comes to the time series, a fix there should be a fixed difference between the time series and it can be in the millisecond, second, minute, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. We can keep high frequency data is also here. That is the part of the algorithmic finance. This is very new area which has been explored by the researchers. Now, the main problem with the time series data is the stationarity. See, friends, this is the biggest problem what we can say the time series data has. That is the stationarity problem. So in this case, we have to look into the lag structure type of research methodology. We have to move towards the what exactly lag is saying. We have to do some lag on 1 lag, 2 lag, 3 lag. Generally what we do, we delayed the data. What we can say, we generally delay the data, or we see the impact of one previous day data on the today's data. That is the basically lag structure says. So this is the only solution with the time series, and the stationarity is the only problem in the time series. So stationarity is problem and lag structure is the solution for that particular problem. Now, the next one is cross-sectional data. So what cross-sectional data says, where one or more variables are collected at the same point in the time or in time. Cross-sectional data where one or more variables are collected at the same point of time, like the census bureaus are using such type of data. Cross-sectional data is generally used by the Center Bureau of Census generally collect or use such type of data. See, I have to collect the data of, for example, I have to collect the data of Uttarakhand, and I have to collect the data of Rajasthan, or I have to collect the data of the Madhya Pradesh. In this case, what exactly happens? The similar data is collecting at a same point of time, and with the same organization or with the same researcher. So what exactly happened? The data of voting or the population or anything which is collecting by a single organization at the same point of time. So this type of data comes under the cross-sectional category. That collection is happening at the same time. Now the third one is the pool or panel data. What exactly happened? This is very new concept. Although panel data was not in the demand 2 to 3 years ago, but nowadays most of the papers or most of the research are conducting on the panel data. Or one more thing I want to clear: if you use the panel data, there are the chances of publication is very high. So what panel data says? Panel data combine the feature of both cross-sectional data and the time series data. It accepts all assumptions of the, what we can say, cross-sectional and time series data. If we want to analyze the data of several firms simultaneously, then we have to use the panel data. See, there are the 1600 companies are listed in the national stock market, and 6000 companies are listed in the what we can say in the Bombay Stock Exchange. So if I want to analyze 50, 60, 70 companies at a time, in this case the panel data is the only solution. If I will move through the time series data, then what I have to do? I have to analyze the similar methodology, or I have to repeat the similar methodology up to the 60 number of time. But if I'm using the panel data, then I can analyze in one analysis or in one methodology 60 firm at a time. So this is the big difference between the panel data and time series. In time series, what I have to do, for example, I am analyzing 50, let's say 50 company. So I have to analyze the time series data. If I am using the time series data, then I have to repeat the methodology up to the 50 times. But if I'm using the panel data, I have to analyze, or I have to use the methodology only one time. That is the biggest advantage in the panel data, that large number of series can be analyzed in a single shot. Now, next. Again, I told you today we'll discuss 2 or 3 models. 4 models we are discussing today. So the first model is that is the Logit model. Second one is the Probit model. One is GARCH model, and another one is the GARCH model. See, friends, I hope everybody make aware about the data and its property, and what type of data you can use in your own research. That is the most important point. If you are doing the primary research, then you have to look some other methodology. But if you are doing research on the secondary data, then Econometrics, I feel Econometrics is the one of the best tooling factors to or it guarantee you the publication. It 100% guarantee the publication if your paper is well analyzed and very well written. So we have to understand few things that if you are using the economics research or finance research, or you are doing some other subject research, and you are working on the secondary data, in this case you have to look for the Econometrics, and I feel that Econometrics has the solution of it. So let us start with the Logit model. See, friends, I told you that there are 1 or 2 model which generally use the binary number or primary data. primary data, but you can use only in the dependent side. In the case of independent variable, you have to put some secondary data. When it comes to the dependent variable, you can use the primary data, but when it comes to the independent variable, in this case you have to take some what we can say, some secondary data. Otherwise this model will not give you as such a the result which you are expected. So let us start with the Logit model. Dependent variable are nominal in this model. That means if you are collecting the data in the form of 0, 1, 0, 1, like you want to understand the what we can say, the marital status of a society, then you can put dependent variable as a nominal variable or nominal scale. You can put the variable on the nominal scale, like for married it is 1 and for unmarried it is 0. Then, like I want to know how many males are employed in the society, this model can be used. It is also one example that if I want to know about the employment of any particular, what we can say, of any society, then we can see that how many person are going for the work or how many are business person. This can also be determined. Okay, how many are doing service, how many are doing business, how many are doing some other work also. Now, what Logit model says, these type of model are also called as qualitative response model. Qualitative, again, I'm saying where you are collecting, you are preparing the questionnaire and you are filling from your participants or your what we can say, sample size. Here, binary numbers can also be used as a dependent variable. So 0, 1, 0, 1 you can use as a dependent variable. So Logit model whole soul talks about what we can say, the primary research. But when it comes to the variable, then you can only use on the dependent side, but not on the independent side. Now the features of the Logit model. Sorry, just a minute. Last slide has been completed. Yes. So the features of the Logit model. The first one, the probability lies between 0 to 1. See, when we are interpreting any results, so the probability will always come between 0 to 1. There are very less chance that it goes negative. Probability goes negative, there are very less chance. The probability generally lies between 0 to 1. Number 2, if the value of slope is positive, meaning that the value of independent variable has been increased. See, this particular thing is a part of interpretation. If I see the independent variable sign is positive, this means that something, if you want to see the impact of dependent variable on the independent variable, and the sign of the coefficient or slope of your research is positive or coefficient is positive, in this case we can say that what the thing which we want to check, or the thing which we are analyzing from the independent variable, that particular thing has been increased. So let us take one example. I just want to make you clear. For example, as I have been kept the dependent variable, we can say, let's GDP. If we keep as a dependent variable GDP and independent variable import, in this case what will happen? The coefficient will tell you key impact on the import, or how much GDP is impacting on the import. This will be your result. If the coefficient of the import is positive, then it should be like that your GDP in the data period, which you are using for the GDP in this particular time frame, the import has been increased. If it is positive, and if it is negative, then import has been decreased during that particular time frame, or GDP is impacting your imports. Once the coefficient of the model has been decided, then we estimate the probability. After the deciding the coefficient, whether coefficient is positive, negative, or whatever it is, there are the only two chances: either it should be positive or it should be negative. Then after, we always look for the probability. Why? Because the statistical significance can be judged only by the positivity or negativity. Positivity or negativity of the coefficient can be judged by the probability only. If my probability is less than 10%, see friends, in the research methodology we have basically three types of three types of probability, which we can give some statistical significance. That is 1%, another one is the 5%, another one is the 10%. So for example, my probability comes 0.001. That means I can say at 1% level of significance, I am sure on my research. Or it comes 0.05. In this case, I can say at 5% level of significance, I'm sure that my research is the research which I have been conducted, that is perfectly okay. Or I'm saying something, or I'm interpreting something at 5% level of significance, or 95% surety. With 95% surety, I can say that my research is perfectly okay. This is what the meaning of 5% level of significance. That means I have 95% surety. Now, for example, my probability comes 0.09. That means I'm sure up to 10% statistical significance. That means I'm 90% sure that my research is okay. Fine. So these are the basic features of the Logit model. Now, another model we have, that is the Probit model. See, Logit and Probit are almost similar, but the main impact is the main difference is here we see the cumulative distribution, normal cumulative distribution function of the probability. So here decision has been made through the standard normal cumulative distribution function. Second one, here error term follows the normal distribution. See friends, in every regression, this is not only the Probit model, but in every regression, error term should be normally distributed. This is the most important aspect. In fact, all data should be normally distributed. Without normal distribution, it is not possible to apply the research. There are few models which does not follow the normal distribution, but the models like regression, Probit model, Logit model, all talk about just a minute. All talk about the normal distribution, but there are some models like GARCH model, ARCH model. They does not says that it should be normally distributed. They give the assumption that if you are using the long data series or long time series, in this case, automatically error term will follow the normal distribution. Now, the next model is the ARCH model. What ARCH model says? Generally, time series data has an autocorrelation problem. Number two, autocorrelated heterostaticity observed over a different period of time in any time series is known as the ARCH concept. See friends, I'm coming back to this particular thing. Oh, ARCH is over here. Okay, fine. See, what exactly the meaning of the what is the heterostaticity? See friends, the variance, the residual variance of any variable should be homostatic, like they have equal variance. In the similar way, when it comes to the heterostaticity, that means the residual variance is not equal. It is changing regularly. For example, I am using the daily data. In this case, what happens? In this case, what happens? That means the variance of my residual is regularly changing. This will create the problem of the heterostaticity. While in case of homostaticity, the residual variance is the residual variance or variance of your residual is equal. So regression model generally follows the homostaticity assumption, while the arch models generally follow the heterostaticity assumptions. See, friend, we have to very clear that these residuals are autocorrelated, or we can say the correlated with the each other. We should understand that such type of correlation is acceptable only in those model which accept the heterostaticity. While when it comes to the homostaticity, it is not possible, or the research will not accept the autocorrelation problem. So the one of the biggest assumption, I am again repeating, the one of the biggest assumption of the regression model is the serial correlation. We have to always check, or we have to check the serial correlation concept. If your variables are serially correlated, then take my words, your research will not be acceptable anywhere, because your data has been changed the property. But when it comes to the arch model, this is the basic condition that your heterostaticity will should be available, or should be present in the data series. Otherwise, it is not possible to apply the arch model. The full form of the arch model is autoregressive conditional heterostaticity. This is what the meaning is. The autoregression is required in this particular, or in such type of model, or we can say the heterostaticity is also required. So heterostaticity of what? The residual variance or variance of the residual of your series. That is most important aspect when it comes to the arch model. So the modified is GARCH model. It is one step ahead of the arch model. There are some drawbacks of the arch model. So the first one is the estimation of coefficient captures several degree of freedom. See, when it comes to the arch model, we have to use a big degree of freedom, or very large degree of freedom, or several degrees are captured by the arch model. So we generally bring the GARCH model, or the scientist has been, or the researcher has been discovered the GARCH model. Number two, the second point is, it does not interpret all coefficient, especially negative coefficient. See, friends, this is not the problem in the GARCH model, but yes, there was the problem of the negative coefficient. What exactly it is interpreting, that is the most important point, or this was the biggest drawback in the arch model. Number three, it isn't easy. It is not easy to estimate the mean variance function simultaneously. So this was also a drawback, that the average and the standard deviation, or what we can say the square of the standard deviation, we cannot interpret it at a single time, or at a one shot. So this was the biggest issue with the GARCH model, and we have to what we can say, the researcher have to resolve such type of problem. So the GARCH model come into the existence. It was proposed by Tim Bolserov. Tim Bolserov is known as the to overcome the problem of the model, has been proposed by the Tim Bolserov, is known as the GARCH, generalized autoregressive conditional heterostaticity model. Now, see, there are the 32 members, or 32 models available in the GARCH family. In the GARCH family, we have to understand we have to understand which model we have to apply. See, there are the simplest form is the GARCH 1.1 model. This model is also known as the PQ model, GARCH PQ model. So what exactly P and what exactly Q, I will tell you, but we have to understand that which model we can apply. See friends, GARCH 1.1 model has more a lot of manuscript in the market. Even if you are applying the GARCH 1.1 model, GARCH 1.1 model, then you can comfortably approve your research. Even in GARCH 1.1 model, you can use the dummy variable. You can comfortably use the dummy variable. So there is no issue in the like we say. So it is the simplest model. But in my view, it is the simplest among the toughest model. Among the toughest model, it is the simplest model. So it is also not possible to apply GARCH model very easily. We have to gone through a lot of repetitive process, or we have to pursue many things when it comes to the GARCH model. So GARCH 1.1 is a simplest model, and we can also interpret it, or we generalize. When we generalize mathematically, we say it GARCH PQ model. So what P is the lagged square error term, and Q lagged conditional variance term. Again, I'm telling you, I have been told in the previous slide, that is mean and variance is not calculated by the ARCH model simultaneously, but GARCH model comfortably captures such type of problem. Oh, tomorrow's session is there. So friends, I'm done from here. I have done my seminar or my content today's content. So tomorrow's session will be on the regression model. See friends, one thing we have to understand, that regression can be used by anyone. It either it should be from background of English, or from management, or from economics, or any other. If you have two variables, if you have two variables, and if you want to check the impact of one variable over other, then you can use the regression model. But when it comes to the econometrics, again I am repeating that there are the 9 assumptions. There are 8 to 9 assumptions we have to approve. Like one assumption we have been read today, that is the normal distribution. If your data series is not normally distributed, it is not possible to apply the regression model. Like in the BCom or in our graduation, when we read the statistics, we have been read very comfortably that yes, there is a correlation model, there is a regression model. But when it comes to the research, it is not like that. We have to apply one formula, and we will find, or we will calculate the result, and we'll say that this is the y on x and x on y. See friends, when it comes to the econometrics, you have to approve some assumptions. Without assumption, it is not possible to approve your regression model. So you have to look into the 8 or 9 assumption. If you are not approving these assumptions, then your regression model will be treated as spurious. So we'll understand this particular thing tomorrow and day after tomorrow. And if you all will be ready, then I will apply the regression model on the eView software. If you all will be ready, in that case only. If you are not if you peoples are not ready, then there is no issue. I will show you how to apply the eViews in the how to apply the regression model in the eViews. Now, ma'am, Pinky ma'am,
Yes, sir.
I will
Yes,
be
sir.
available for the question and answer. If anyone has question answer, then they are most welcome.
All right. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, all the participants, if you have any queries, you may please ask now. If there are any queries,
Excuse me, sir.
Ha, yes, please.
Sir, I was just wondering the way you were talking about the regression model. So, like,
Huh.
although you're supposed to cover it by tomorrow, but just
Yes,
having a
yes,
few doubts. You were
yes,
saying about there are few assumptions, like there are almost seven to
yes,
eight assumptions that you were talking. So, can we
yes.
just claim this kind of a thing that these are the only 7 to 8 assumption, or maybe a little above or lower,
No,
which
no, no,
forms the
no.
actual base for the regression model?
See, these all are the well written and well documented models. These all are the well documented assumption. These all are given in the research books that you have to approve these 7 to 8 assumptions. Then only you can claim that your regression is okay. Your regression is not spurious. Otherwise, if we do like we have done in our graduation and PG, then your regression will not be acceptable at all. So assumption acceptance is most important part. Or approving these assumption. Without approving these assumption, your research will not be acceptable anywhere. So Ashutosh ji has
Okay,
been
sir.
asked now.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ashutosh ji asked now. So these all are the well documented, Ashutosh ji. Without these, it is not possible. Ma'am, I'm audible.
So you are
Yes, sir,
audible.
you are
Okay,
audible.
okay, okay,
Oh,
okay,
you're audible,
okay.
sir.
Any other doubt? If anyone has any other doubt, please let me know.
Yeah.
So just one little more
So,
query.
Please.
So when we try to compare the GARCH and the ARCH model, can we come to the point that the ARCH will be considered as a little outdated model as compared to GARCH, because it do have some flaws.
Arch is an obsolete. Arch is an obsolete model.
Right, sir.
Okay,
So
but I'm not saying that Arch does not guarantee the publication. If you are applying the Arch model, then you have to justify why you have been applied this particular model, and if you justified this particular thing in your research or in your manuscript, then there is 100% chance that it will be accepted. So what told you, it is the simplest model among the toughest model. It is the simplest form of the toughest model, we can say it.
okay, sir, but finding it as an like obsolete part, I think using the GARCH will be the more proficient one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Any other thing?
yes, any other questions? Any other queries from participant side? Yeah, if there is no
Ma'am,
query,
one more.
yeah, yes.
Please. Ma'am, if all participants are ready, then I can apply the regression model in the eView software also. Well, that is also that is also possibility that if I apply, if everybody wants to know how we approve the assumption, or how we use the eViews and how we can apply the what we can say the data set on the eViews. If all participants are ready, in this case, I can also go for, or I will do the exercise of half an hour.
So what do you require for that? Suppose if the participants are ready, what we are supposed to do? Do we need to install a software or something that kind of?
No, if you have SPSS in this case, if you have SPSS software or eView software, then we can do such type of exercise.
Sir, I think in that case you need to share the link. If you share the
Ma'am,
link,
ma'am, that is not possible for me because these all are the paid software. But eViews, I think everybody has eViews. Oh, sorry, SPSS. So if you are available, or if SPSS is available in your university, in this case we can go for it.
okay, all right, sir. We'll discuss with this thing with the participants. I'll let you know after the
No
session. I
issues.
will let you know.
No issues, man. If it is e-views, then it is best, and if it is SPSS, then it's fine. E-views,
Okay.
because e-views comfortably give you the assumption, the results of assumption very comfortably in case of e-views.
Madam, I can send you a video of from YouTube. Using that, everybody can install SPSS 26 free of cost. So that won't be a problem.
Okay.
That's very nice. So you can
Sir,
share this.
if Sanjay ji, if it is possible, send for e-views rather than SPSS, because
Sir,
I feel
for e-view,
e-view
is a paid software. You know that for that this cracked
yes,
version is
exactly.
not available. But SPSS I can provide. I'll send to Pinky ma'am, and she may share in the group or wherever she thinks.
Okay. That's
all right,
fine.
we can do that. Yes, I think we can do that. Let's give it a try. Let's give
Yes,
it a
ma'am.
try. If it works, then it's all right. Otherwise,
Because doing practically
this particular will do this particular exercise day after tomorrow, not tomorrow, because tomorrow
okay.
I will give the like I will share my PPT on the regression model. It was for the last session only, that such type or in this way you can apply the regression model.
I have sent you ma'am. I have sent you that link. You can see your WhatsApp? It's you must have got it.
Okay, just let me.
So using this, you can install SPSS 26 free of cost. Not a problem.
Right. Okay, so I'll share this with the other participants. Yes. I think Ms. Sugandha wants to say something. Yes, Sugandha, please continue.
Please.
Student version is available on internet for e-views, so we can download it just to get a brief review of it.
I think that's also a good idea, sir. What do you say?
There is a student version available on internet, so we all can download it just to get a brief review of it.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, Sugandha, you also please share the link of this.
I will share in the group, or I will share with you.
Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you so much, Sugandha.
Okay. Thank you. Any other doubt?
Yes. Any other participant wants to say something or any feedback if you want to share? All right.
Okay. Thank you then, ma'am.
So just a moment, sir. Please hold on for a moment. I can understand if your time is also valuable. I just request all the participants to please switch on their cameras for just 1 minute. It's just a formality that we also have to keep the records. You know this. So just switch on the cameras, all of you, please, so that we can have a photo shoot. Yes. Okay, so it's done. So I just request all the participants to think on these topics. Also, we have such scholarly people with us today, and for the rest of the days also, obviously. So if you have any queries related to research methodology or any other issue that you want to discuss, you all are most welcome. And I really think that we should make the best out of this opportunity that we have got this time. So it will be very much, appreciating if you all people bring some queries, some doubts, because these things are really valuable for us. Each and everyone knows that we have to be very much active in research fields, whatever work we are doing or whichever department we are in. We have to undertake some kind of research, and even remarkable research we have to show. So this is a good platform if we just share our queries and if we ask the doubts, so that we can get the solutions here on the same platform. So I request all of you to please be little more interactive and try to get the maximum benefit as much as you can. Right. So with this, we come to the formal close of this session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. And we'll meet again at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Right, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.